RPGs, or role-playing games, is a staple experience for tabletop gaming. When Matt went to the grand narrative that GW Games Workshop put on in Atlanta last year, he met Bogo. This guy lives and breathes role-playing. The theatrics, the acting, the in-character. I had the privilege and honor of meeting him as well in person when I visited the UK when he was there hosting the Kill Team Live event. And he was right in his element. Now, he's visiting us here at the MiniWarGaming bunker, and we're gonna dive into a role-playing game that he made. He's been working on this for more than 40 years. That just blows my mind. That's insane. MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, and without further ado, let's dive in to the Savage Soul.
We play and call it work.
All right, Bogo, what are we doing today?
First off, Dave, I got to thank you. I am a longtime super fan of MiniWarGaming, and being here in person in the bunker, you guys are my heroes. This is an incredible experience.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. The Savage Soul.
The Savage Soul.
I gotta say, over 40 years making this? Dude, it's incredible.
Absolutely. When I say that role-playing has been a passion of mine, for 40 years, I've been perfecting this role-playing system. My goal with the Savage Soul was to destroy the paradigms that have really haunted role-playing since its inception. This game, I think you will find, is truly unique. A truly unique character creation system, a truly unique combat system, magic system, in which any storyline is possible. The only limits are the imagination.
Fantastic. Are we going to play today?
Absolutely, we are. So I'm hoping you're going to love the game. I'm excited to do the demonstration for you. What we're going to focus on today is really a combat scenario. Of course, the Savage Soul is a role-playing game. It deals with a lot of the sorts of things that a player character might do out of combat. But today, you're going to face a gauntlet, and it's going to allow us to explore the various combat options and the unique tactical choices that really make the Savage Soul combat system unique. I think you're going to love it. The scenario that I have in mind for today involves 4 legendary demon hunters from the Church of MiniWarGaming. They are a revered warrior priest named Matthew, his loyal bodyguard named Dave, a skilled rifleman named Scary,
Love it.
and a submachine gunner named Josh.
Excellent.
The 4 of you have been hired because the human settlement of Kigo Harbor, despite its walls and despite its rifles, has been repeatedly attacked by some sort of flying demon. And the reports from the town are that as many times as they've shot this demon, they've been unable to affect it at all. Their only hope is that the demon hunters of MiniWarGaming can track it down to its home in the zombie-infested ruins and bring its days of terror to an end.
Love it. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to see 4 different characters, and they're going to be but a fraction of the possibilities that one can create for their game or for their campaign.
A tiny fraction. You can do high fantasy, science fiction, cloak and dagger spy stories, survival horror. The sky is the limit. And an imaginative GM is never going to run out of ideas.
Let's jump right in.
Cool. So as the demon hunters of MiniWarGaming approach what they know is going to be deadly, zombie-infested ruins, they come to the edge of the town that was once Pontiac, Michigan. Much as you skilled demon hunters expected, no sooner do the zombies within the ruins catch your scent. Out of each of the closest ruins come 3 hideous zombies that have no doubt been shambling around this devastated city for more than 150 years. Because of your knowledge of beast lore, you know that zombies, even though they're slow and clumsy, are very dangerous, because even a single bite can result in a lethal infection that's almost impossible to cure. So with that, we'll go into turn 1. And the first thing that happens is that both sides roll a competing leadership challenge. Your warrior priest is your leader, and he has a leadership of 8. The mindless zombies, on the other hand, only have a leadership of 3. Your chances of winning leadership in this particular combat are extremely high.
8.
And a 2. 2 plus 3 is 5, 8 plus 8 is 16. Because you won by more than 4, every single member of your team gains a motivation token. The zombies, on the other hand, only gain ready tokens. This puts your team at a significant advantage.
Could you explain the leadership mechanic in the game?
Absolutely. One of the things that makes the Savage Soul so unique is that I've gotten away from the notion of character-specific initiative. Instead, the Savage Soul combat system recognizes the importance of leadership. And so at the beginning of every combat round, the designated leaders of each force will engage in a leadership competition. Whichever leader wins will be considered the dominant leader for that particular combat round and will be able to dictate which team goes first, and also to decide which members of his own force are going to activate in which order. But more importantly, the amount by which the dominant leader wins will grant that leader a number of motivation tokens. So while the activations in the Savage Soul are essentially alternating, one force activates and then the other force activates, and we keep going until all the tokens have been expended, when one force has motivation tokens, they can choose to chain activate those motivation tokens and actually activate multiple characters in a row before they have to defer to the other side. Given that there's also a mechanic that allows you to essentially pin down an opponent with your shots or put an opponent back on his heels, prevent him from striking back when he's in the process of defending himself, the ability to go first and to force your opponent to take a defensive action can be absolutely critical. And it's one of the biggest parts of the tactics of combat in the Savage Soul. Because Matthew won the leadership challenge, he's the dominant leader and gets to decide whether he wants his team to activate first or wants to defer and allow the zombie team to activate first.
I was going to go with zombies first because they're pretty far away.
With the zombies activating first, this zombie burns his ready token, performs a double time action, and shambles forward 12 meters toward the demon hunters. And now that the zombies have activated, it goes back to the demon hunters.
Scari's going to use an action and aim his rifle at that zombie.
So he burns his motivation token and he becomes defenseless while he's aiming. So now it's up to you to decide whether you want to chain activate some more of your motivated team members or whether you want to defer back to the zombies.
Bogo, I want another zombie to activate.
In that case, this zombie will also burn a ready token to perform a double time action and shamble forward 12 meters.
In light of that zombie moving, Josh is going to perform a shoot action, which he's got 10 rounds because he has a submachine gun and it counts as a burst.
Yes, that's a 2-level burst, which he can apply either to concentrated fire or to spread. If he applies it to spread, his chances of hitting the zombie will be much greater.
Josh's attack will be a D10 plus 7, that's a 16.
That's a 16. Josh's submachine gun rounds tear into the zombie's head. And as the beast lore expert knows, the only way to kill a zombie is to hit it in the head. Josh's super accurate shot hits the zombie in the head. It crumples to the ground, still biting at the air, but completely immobilized.
Hey, pump the brakes there, you hoser, eh?
Because you still have motivation tokens, it is again up to the demon hunters to decide whether they would like to activate or defer to the zombies.
Zombies.
Okay, so another zombie will burn his ready token, perform a double time action, and move forward 12 meters.
In light of the movement of the zombies, Bogo, I'm going to actually just pass the turns here because they're not going to come within melee range.
Okay, so which one of the two would you like to activate?
Let's activate Matt.
Okay, Matt is going to then discard his motivation token and simply forfeit his action. This zombie will discard his ready token, also perform a double time, and move forward 12 meters.
Back to the demon hunters. You know what? I'm feeling I got to move forward, man. I'm just going to move.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm going to move up.
So you could either double time 10 inches or sprint 15 inches. But if you sprint, there's a chance you'll become winded.
Let's not get winded. Let's just go forward normally.
Okay, you can move up to 10 inches. Where would you like to move?
Let's go right there.
All right. So the fearless bodyguard, Dave, double times across the bridge and takes position on the other side. And now that the demon hunters have used all of their actions, it falls upon the zombies to use their remaining ready tokens. And that is the end of combat round 1. So at the beginning of the second combat round, the leaders once again make a leadership competition to see who is going to have dominance.
So I'll be +8, you're +3.
Okay, the demon hunters get a total of 12. The zombies get a total of 8, which means once again, you win by 4, and all of your demon hunters have motivation tokens.
Now what about this token? Does it go away from...
Nope, he's still defenseless until he decides to drop that, but when he does drop it, he'll also lose his aim.
Gotcha. So he's aiming on that one specific zombie there.
Correct.
Ooh. They kind of look like, whatchamacallit, Mentos.
The ready tokens do look like Mentos. They look delicious. So because, once again, Matt is the dominant leader, the demon hunters get to decide whether they would like to activate first or defer to the zombies. In this case, because Scary is aiming at one of the zombies, might make sense for the demon hunters to activate first so he can squeeze off a shot before he has to drop his aim.
I'm going to utilize that and shoot at the zombie that Scary's aiming at.
Outstanding. So Scary discards his motivation token, and then because he's aiming, the range of his rifle is increased, and he also gets a +2 to hit. So his total attack bonus is 10. Scary spends 1 round from his 6-round magazine.
So it's 10 plus the die result, which is a 4.
14. So, as you know, in order to kill a zombie, you have to hit it in the head. In order to hit it in the head, Scary would have needed to roll a total of 15. He got a 14 and just barely missed the zombie's head. Instead, the bullet tears through the zombie's torso, leaving it injured and staggered, but nowhere near out of combat.
Scary, you have a wonderful accent. Were it not so, I would ask, you had one job. One job.
When a character suffers damage, as this zombie just has, he needs to make a willpower attempt to resist becoming stunned. If he does become stunned, not only will he lose his current ready token, but on his next activation, the only thing he'll be able to do is recover from stun. In the meantime, he'll be completely defenseless against enemy attacks. The zombie's current willpower is 4, and because he suffered a moderate wound from the rifle, he'll need a total of 8 to resist stun. 3 plus 4 is only 7. He did not resist stun. The zombie gains a stun token and loses his ready token.
Nice. Scary, what I said before about doing one job, you did an excellent job. Ignore what I said. Stunned. All right, man, what happens when something's stunned?
One thing about the Savage Soul is that it is meant to reflect the type of action you would see in an action movie, where getting slashed with a knife or getting shot with a bullet is going to have very adverse effects. And also, it's reflected in the way that normal human beings think about injury, which is to say, nobody ever rushes into the emergency room and says, I'm down to 2 of my 36 hit points, right? Somebody in real life is either barely injured, injured, seriously injured, critically injured, and Savage Soul recognizes that distinction. Injuries are reflected in terms of levels of injury as opposed to some sort of health bar or hit point count. Now, stun, as you asked, takes into account the fact that getting shot or stabbed is an unpleasant experience and often requires some time for the victim of that attack to regain their senses.
So no hit points, just different degrees of injury based on what would happen in real life.
That's absolutely right, but that's not to say that everybody is at the equal level of toughness. The ability to injure a creature is going to be based upon that creature's damage resistance. And a creature with a very high damage resistance can bounce rifle bullets. It can be extremely difficult to damage certain creatures. To the same extent, the average human not wearing any armor, he's going to be very vulnerable to rifle bullets. So yeah, don't get the wrong impression, Dave. The mere fact that there are these sort of fixed injury conditions doesn't mean that there isn't infinite diversity in the toughness of the opponents you will face in the game.
Okay, fair enough. I see 2 zombies over there and they look really juicy as targets, so I'm just gonna go ahead and charge them.
They're well within your charge range. You charge up and you're armed with a silver sword and a heavy shield, so you can use your sword immediately to slash one of the zombies.
I'm attacking the zombie on the right, and I need a +10 to hit this. Or I have a +10 + 9 is 19 in total.
19 in total, and of course a 15 means you hit the zombie in the head. Your sword is so lethal that you cleave the zombie's head in 2, and he drops onto the ruined pavement completely immobilized.
Since I have remaining motivation tokens, it means it goes back to me and I can choose whether I go or not. Let's have Josh shoot again, over on this side.
He'll have a +8 to hit because of the range and the fact that he's firing off a 10-round burst.
+8 to hit, and I need a 15 in total, so I'm looking for a 7 on this, aren't I? To headshot that zombie, got a 1! Oh no, what happens there?
Okay, well, ordinarily what would happen is he would squeeze off his 10 rounds into the air and it would be useless, except that Josh has the special peculiarity called careful aim. So when he rolls a natural 1, he can choose just not to shoot and save those 10 rounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save those 10 rounds and save them for a rainy day there. Hey, bud? Got 1 motivation token on Matt, but I'm gonna wait for these zombies to activate first.
This zombie discards his ready token to perform a strike action. More specifically, he lunges forward to bite Dave. Uh-oh. The zombie has a +7 to hit, and he hits with a 14. Dave now has an opportunity to use active defense to either attempt to dodge, or in his case, because he has a heavy shield, to block the zombie's attack.
Equipped with my shield, I got a +10 to my roll, and I need a 14 to be successful. So I'm looking for a 4. I got a 9.
That is an easy block.
Since it's alternating activations, I must activate Matt. Therefore, he'll move up, not his full 8, because we won't want to unnecessarily put him in charging range of these zombies. So he'll go up maybe a good 4 or 5 inches.
To here?
Yeah.
Outstanding. Now, as before, since only the zombies have remaining ready tokens, the zombies will activate until both of their ready tokens have been discarded. This zombie discards his ready token and double times 12 meters toward bodyguard Dave. And then this zombie discards his ready token and also moves 12 meters toward Dave. And that's the end of combat round 2.
Skipping ahead here, won that leadership by a lot, got 4 more motivation tokens. You know what, I'm gonna chain this.
I think that's a good idea. Who do you want to activate first?
I'll be completely selfish and I'll go first.
Perfect.
Yes, I wanna kill that zombie.
So bodyguard Dave takes his light sword and slashes at the zombie, +10.
Looking for a 5 to decapitate.
Oh, a 1. Unfortunately, in combat, a natural 1 is an automatic miss. The zombie somehow manages to cause Dave to stumble, and he fails to strike with his sword.
Next up, we got Scary shooting at this stunned zombie. Let's take him out once and for all. Plus 10 to the roll, getting a 17 in total.
Scary's rifle bullet tears right through the stunned zombie's head and drops to the pavement.
Dead zombie.
And because Scary's target is no longer active, he can drop his aim and he's no longer defenseless. And as always, he discards a rifle round from his magazine.
I gotta say, Bogo, very satisfying that there's limited ammo and there's that little ding ding in this like silver cup. Like it's a good touch.
Yeah, spending the rounds is always pretty satisfying.
Up next, we have Josh firing a submachine gun. He's got his burst, so he's gonna have 10 shots against that zombie over there.
And he'll have a +8 to hit because of the range.
Come on now, getting a 4.
A 12 is a hit, but once again, it's not a hit in the head. He tears some bullets through the zombie, injuring him, but doesn't take him out of the fight.
Going for stunned on the zombie.
Okay, the zombie currently has a willpower of 4. He's looking for an 8. He made it. That zombie is not stunned.
You know what? Matt's gonna charge in to those zombies there.
Perfect, thereby saving his buddy Dave.
Save me, Matt! Save me!
And because he's performing a charge and strike action, he can immediately strike one of the zombies.
Dave, according to my calculations, there is a 66.88% chance that I'm gonna hit both of these zombies and they'll be dead.
And in fact, because Matt has a heavy sword and no shield, he can attempt to hit both zombies with a single strike.
Rolling for the first zombie, +8 to the dice.
Right.
Getting a 3, that's an 11.
At the start of his sweeping blow, Matt slashes his heavy sword across the torso of the first zombie. But again, because he didn't hit him in the head, he can't increase the zombie's injury condition above injured. This zombie is already injured, and therefore Matt's attack has almost no effect, although it could still stun the zombie. Matt's sword then moves on to the second zombie.
That was not statistically probable. Now for the next hit. Another 3, another 11.
Well, because this zombie was not yet hit, at least Matt's slash increases his injury condition to injured.
Stun.
And now both zombies have to attempt to resist stun. All right, with a +4, the first zombie needs an 8 total and gets it with a 10.
Therefore not stunned.
The second zombie also needs an 8 total and gets it. Neither zombie was stunned by Matt's sweeping blow.
Now I can safely say, Matt, you had 2 jobs. That's all you needed to do, just the 2 jobs.
And now that all the zombie hunters have used their motivation tokens, the only thing left is for the zombies to attack. This injured zombie discards his ready token to thrust forward and bite at Matt. Because the zombie is injured, his attack is only +6. He rolls a 2. He needed a total of 9 to hit Matt, and therefore this attack is a miss. The second injured zombie then discards his token and also attempts to bite Matt. This zombie, on the other hand, scores a total of 15. Matt now has an opportunity to use active defense and attempt to parry the zombie's bite with his heavy sword.
Okay, melee block of 8. I'm looking for a 15 in total, which means I don't get it because I only got 12.
Right. That means that the zombie has actually successfully bitten into Matt.
Oh no.
But Matt is wearing medium armor. The damage class of the zombie's bite is +5. And because the zombie hit Matt for a success margin of 3, the total damage is 8. Matt's armor is sufficient to protect him from that level of damage, and the zombie simply bites into Matt's armor. The final zombie then bites at bodyguard Dave.
Uh-oh.
And because this zombie is not injured, his attack bonus is +7. The zombie rolls a 4 for an 11 total and barely hits Dave.
Here's the defense. Getting a 3.
Dave successfully blocks the zombie's attack. The zombie simply bites into the steel of Dave's shield.
Have shield for lunch.
And that's the end of combat round 3. We go to combat round 4.
Beginning of the 4th round, 4 motivation tokens again because the leadership won by a slight landslide. So let's go ahead and do Matt first this time. And he'll, you know what? He's gonna single swing. Yeah, let's just once and for all take out this zombie in behind, giving Scary and Josh a chance to shoot the remaining one if possible.
So Matt, making an attack with his heavy sword, swinging at only a single target, has a +10 attack bonus.
Give me that 5, give me that 5. Oh.
The zombie still has a +4 willpower and needs an 8 to resist stun. He rolls a 4 for a total of 8. The zombie is not stunned.
Considering that Matt's in a crowd of zombies, let's not potentially hurt him. So I think that Scary's gonna aim at that zombie right there,
Excellent.
thereby using his motivation token.
So Scary gains the defenseless condition and once again places an aim token.
And then Josh will move forward instead of shooting, because let's not submachine gun potentially into Matt.
Outstanding.
Even though Josh might want to do that just for, you know, tickle purposes and
Josh can double time up to 10 inches,
done.
moving almost within point blank range of that zombie.
And then last things first, first things last, we're going to have Dave, bodyguard Dave, activate and attack that zombie.
+10.
+10. Come on, get the yes.
Ah!
Yes. Yes. Decapitate.
Dave's silver sword cleaves into the zombie's head, and in a splash of rotten blood, it drops. Okay, this zombie will burn his token to attack Matt with a +6 for a total of 13. Matt has a +8 to block with his heavy sword.
Here we go. Block, block, block. Getting 13.
That's a 13. Tie goes to the defender. Matt has successfully blocked that zombie's bite. The next zombie then spends his token to attempt to bite Matt. Again, +6 attack bonus, and a natural 1 is an automatic miss. Matt has once again survived the onslaught of zombies. And it's now combat round 5.
Making our leadership rolls. See what we got. We go 1 and a 2.
Okay, the zombies with their only +3 leadership get a total of 5. Yours would have been 9, but because it's a natural 1, special rule applies.
Auto fail.
No.
Oh.
Instead, you subtract 5 from the total, which in this case would be 4, and add a D5.
Add a D5. So I get a 5.
So 4 plus 5 is 9, which was actually your original total, and you significantly beat the zombies despite the fact that you rolled a natural 1. Once again, the Demon Hunters have 4 motivation tokens.
And you know what? Just for fun, we're gonna have, I'm no longer doing anything, so I'm gonna charge in.
Okay. Bodyguard Dave bravely charges in to save his warrior priest friend Matt. In order to do so, he has to hurdle that broken pillar. But since Dave is so athletic, this should be easy.
Nope.
Instead, Dave trips on the pillar and his movement stops.
Ah, stupid pillar. Let's have Matt attack the one that's not aimed at.
Nice.
+10 to hit, gets a 2 for a 12 in total.
Once again, a possibility that the zombie is stunned by the attack. The zombie is not stunned.
That's a tough zombie, man.
It is. All right,
Let's have Scary go. He's aiming at this one zombie. He's gonna shoot.
+10.
+10! 13 in total.
13 is good enough. Even though this zombie has some cover from Josh, Scary's attack was good enough to overcome the zombie's passive defense. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to hit him in the head. And once again, a bullet tears through the zombie and it attempts to resist stun. But this time, it does not. Scary's bullet stuns the zombie, which staggers back.
Josh is going to activate next since he is motivated as well. He'll do a 3-round burst instead at point blank. There's a chance I can hit Matt if I roll a 1 on this D10, but you know what? It's worth the shot. +11 to hit. 6, 17.
Once again, Josh's submachine gun bursts, tears into a zombie's head, and the zombie falls motionless to the ground.
One zombie left.
And that zombie attacks Matt. +6 to hit. Automatic miss. Turn 6.
Leadership, getting a 4 and a 4. All right, what do you think? Should I take the glory here? Should I just go in and sweep attack this unkillable zombie? Because, it hasn't been able to be killed yet.
I think Dave should attempt another hurdle and charge attack.
Okay, I'll do another hurdle.
Do it.
Athletics attempt. Got a 1 again! Oh no!
Once again, bodyguard Dave stumbles on the broken pillar, slides back down, and is unable to help his friend Matt.
Yeah, that's what I gotta try to. That's what I get for trying to steal the glory. Okay, Matt, take him out. +10, getting a 6.
Matt takes his heavy sword and decapitates the final zombie. The demon hunters are victorious.
As we move further into the ruins, we put Josh on point, looking for more enemies.
As the demon hunters continue on through the deadly ruins, Josh uses his patrol leader peculiarity along with his perception to look out for hidden foes. Make a patrol leader attempt.
I got a +7 of this, so that's a 13.
13.
Okay.
And mine is also a 13. Roll a d10 as a roll-off.
2. 1!
Josh wins patrol leader and has the advantage in this meeting encounter. Josh spots in the ruins 2 hideous hellhounds, mutant canines with slimy skin and multi-part tentacle-like jaws. They are faster, smarter, and far more dangerous than zombies. Now, because Josh won the patrol leader competition, but not by much, his force gets to deploy second, anywhere between 12.5 inches and 30 inches of the hellhounds.
In this meeting engagement, having rolled for patrol leader, Josh winning that, decided that the shield and the better armor on Matt serves as a really good protection for him and his submachine gun, which is close range, which are out in the open for these monstrosities to come get me. And meanwhile, Scary's up above here, acting as sniper, because we know that he has excellent range, especially when he's aiming. So he's going to stay up there the whole time. And we're going to see how this encounter plays out. Round 1.
Okay. Matt, who is still the leader of the Demon Hunters, has a leadership bonus of +8. The Hellhounds have a leadership bonus of +5. And we now make the combat round 1 leadership competition.
6, 2.
7 total for the Hellhounds versus 14 total for the awesome Demon Hunters. 4 motivation tokens for the Demon Hunters, and the Hellhounds get ready tokens. This is starting to become sort of the Demon Hunters' MO, I think.
A little bit of an MO. First things first, a motivated Scary is going to aim. He's got his defenseless token that he has there, but he's up high, doesn't quite matter as much. Now let's aim at that closest, what are these called again?
Hellhounds.
Hellhounds. Okay, so he's aiming at that.
As a master of beast lore, Matt knows that Hellhound's greatest weakness is to energy weapons. Unfortunately, you Demon Hunters have none.
My motivated team will go Matt next, and you know what? He's going to use some magic this time. In fact, he'll concentrate, and he'll have a better chance of hitting next round. Now, considering that these Hellhounds move significantly faster than zombies, we're going to defer to them now, allow them to activate, use up their ready tokens, get closer to us, so that we can possibly charge them this turn, or they just be closer for next round attacks.
Okay, this Hellhound spends his ready token, performs a double time action, and moves 28 meters toward the Demon Hunters. But Scary is still aiming at him.
And Josh, having switched to a fresh magazine, spends 10 rounds. Adding 9 to this roll, getting an 18. That's gotta be a good result.
Okay, the Hellhound's dodge bonus is +6. And he rolls a 7 for a total of 13 against Josh's 18. Josh hits him for a success margin 5 for a total damage factor of 14. Against the Hellhound's damage resistance, that's a moderate wound and leaves the Hellhound injured.
Josh, that was fantastic shooting. Very successful. Next time, not by our ears. We're a little bit deafened.
Having been injured, the Hellhound attempts to resist stun. It has a massive willpower, normally, of 8. But because it's injured, its willpower is currently 7. It needs a total of 8, so only a natural 1 can fail. It resists stun.
Let's have that Hellhound back there activate now.
The second Hellhound spends his ready token and also performs a double time to get closer to the demon hunters.
Looks like I'm the last to go, so I'll go ahead and charge that Hellhound that just activated.
Nice. You charge in, and because the Hellhounds have no actions remaining, they can't do anything about it. You now get a free strike attack with your silver sword.
+10 to the dice, that's 14.
And the Hellhound attempts to dodge the attack with a +6 for a total of 10. You hit him almost as solidly as is possible with a success margin of 4. Your damage class of 10 plus 4 is a total damage factor of 14, which also is a moderate wound against this Hellhound and increases his injury condition to injured. And this Hellhound also attempts to resist stun with a +7 and succeeds. On to combat round 2.
Rolling for leadership.
Oh, we rolled very bad. This is once again 4 motivation tokens for the incredibly lucky demon hunters.
First things first, we're gonna have Scary, who's aiming at this Hellhound, shoot.
And because Scary is aiming, the range on his rifle is very long. He suffers no penalty on this attack.
+10 to the roll, which is an...
Oh! Okay, this is going to be very hard for the Hellhound to dodge with his now +5 because he's injured. The Hellhound gets a total of 7. Scary slams his rifle round into the Hellhound for a success margin 5 and a total damage factor of 15. That's a serious wound against the Hellhound, and because the Hellhound already has an injury condition, the Hellhound is now critically injured.
Ah, the Dark Kin.
So with a significantly reduced willpower, the critically injured Hellhound attempts to resist stun. He needs a 9. He got a 9.
Ooh.
With a +5 bonus.
Barely.
But because the Hellhound attempted to dodge, he spent his ready token and will not be able to activate this turn.
Bogo, that was incredibly satisfying to actually see execute, to have it aim. Scary did a great job aiming, and he managed to get a really good serious injury there. So that was really good. I mean, I like it.
And even though I'm playing the Hellhounds, I also found that really satisfying.
We're all motivated still, so we're gonna have Josh shoot this Hellhound, maybe try to finish him off.
How many rounds is he going to use?
Let's use
10?
three.
A 3-round burst?
3 plus 1. Let's use 10.
10 rounds.
10
yeah.
rounds it is. Yeah, you convinced me.
Sounds good.
Spent his motivation token, and 8 plus 2 is roll, so an 11.
An 11, but because the Hellhound is a big creature, that's actually a hit, and he doesn't need to do much damage to the Hellhound, given that it's already critically injured. The Hellhound attempts to dodge. Its dodge bonus, because it's critically injured, is only +3 for a total of 8. Josh's submachine gun rounds tear into the slimy flesh of the Hellhound, and it drops dead.
Hey, take that, you hoser. Matt, who's motivated, will activate next and cast Harm at power level 2 against this Hellhound right there in front of me.
Okay, so in order to perform that spell, Matt first has to put 2 of his mana at risk for the power level 2 spell. He now has a +10 bonus and needs to get a total of 12 or better to successfully perform the spell.
And he rolls, gets a 4.
14! The Hellhound's willpower is normally 8, but because he's injured, it's down to 7. He needs a 14 or better to resist the harm spell. And he gets a natural 1. Matt's spell is expertly cast, and the Hellhound's injury condition increases to seriously injured.
Bogo, I see this as a very good thing. He's not gonna hit me back.
In fact, you're keeping these Hellhounds so on their heels, they may not pose any threat at all.
It's possible.
The Hellhound now attempts to resist stun with a willpower of only 6. But because he only suffered a moderate wound this time, his chance to resist is significantly better. And he does.
Now it's time to swing and attack now. +10 to this roll, which is a 12 in total.
Because the Hellhound's so big, that's a successful hit. Now the Hellhound, the seriously injured Hellhound, gets a chance to try to dodge. The Hellhound's dodge bonus is currently +4. And he auto-fails for a total defense of 0.
Oh, jeez.
You struck him for a total of success margin 4 against his passive defense, +10 is damage factor 14.
Dang.
That's another moderate wound, upping his injury condition from seriously injured to critically injured. And once again, the Hellhound must attempt to resist stun, this time at a willpower of 5. 5 + 5 is 10. The Hellhound successfully resists stun and continues fighting, although it is now critically injured. Combat round 3. Okay.
Leadership for round 3.
8 + 5, 13. You also got a 13, so it's going to be a D10 roll-off.
Okay, D10 roll-off.
That's a 2. Once again, the Demon Hunters win. But this time, because we tied on our initial leadership roll, you don't earn any motivation tokens. We all earn ready tokens, but you're dominant and decide who attacks first.
Bogo, if I don't go, he's gonna eviscerate my face. So I think I gotta go first here.
I think that's the right call.
+10 to this roll. 12. He's big, so he gets hit.
Yes, the Hellhound's passive defense is an 8. So you actually hit him by 4, which is a really good hit.
Okay.
But he gets a chance to dodge. Now his dodge bonus is only +3 because he's critically injured. Oops, reroll. 3 + 6 is a 9 against your 12, means you got him by a success margin 3. 3 plus your damage class of 10 is a 13 against his 9. That's a minor wound, but a minor wound is just enough to kill the last Hellhound. It shrieks a horrifying shriek and rolls over, motionless.
And we're moving on.
My understanding is you've now assigned Rifleman Scary to take point.
Yes.
Outstanding. Have him make a patrol leader attempt.
His bonus being +7, so we got a
Total of 12.
12.
And the opponent's total is only 8. So this time you win the meeting encounter challenge by success margin 4, which is very impressive. Carefully scanning the ruins, Scary looks ahead at a huge ruined building, atop which he sees a hideous demon holding in one hand a huge axe, and in the other hand a skull staff that is no doubt a diabolical focus.
Once again, using the meeting encounter deployment rules, final encounter, this is the choice here. We got Scary as patrol leader, deciding to go up on this perch, and the three of us down below.
A curse upon you, MiniWarGamers. How dare you challenge me in my own home? Based upon warrior priest Matt's vast knowledge of beast lore and the reports that he received from the Kigo Harbor settlement, he suspects this demon cannot be harmed by ordinary weapons and is most likely vulnerable to silver, magic, and holy weapons. Leadership, combat round 1.
This isn't,
That's going to be a total of 10.
Okay.
The demon responds. The demon responds with a natural 1.
Oh no.
Once again, the demon hunters have 4 motivation tokens.
We're all motivated. Now, considering this is a demon, we got to change our ammo to silver, don't we?
That seems like a great idea.
All right, so Scary's going to go first.
Excellent. Scary's going to have to make a craft roll, and he needs a total of 8. But because of his rifleman peculiarity, he gets a +2. So anything but a natural 1, he'll successfully change his magazine.
Let's see what I get here. I get a 3.
Excellent. He snaps out his magazine of normal rifle rounds and snaps in 6 silver bullets.
Now that counts as his action, doesn't it?
Yes,
Okay, all right, well, worth it. Otherwise, useless, yes?
that's most likely true based upon what Matt knows from his beast lore.
Scary's changed, and he's going to call down to Josh. Josh, change your bullets. Silver. So he's going to do the same thing.
Nice. So he spends his motivation token and needs to make a craft attempt.
Craft attempt, getting a 6.
Perfect. He also changes the magazine on his submachine gun to have silver rounds.
Matt's also going to concentrate, use his magic, so he'll just use his activation to do that.
Outstanding. You still have 1 more motivation token if you want to use it, or you can defer to the demon.
Let's defer to the demon.
The demon, looking down at the priest ready to prepare a spell, decides to do the same thing himself, and the demon concentrates. And with Dave choosing to forfeit his action, the first combat round comes to an end.
Leadership again. 9 and 1.
You win again
I think we
with
know.
4 motivation tokens.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, unfortunately for the demon, the concentrating demon is probably going to go last.
Scary is going to aim, which means that he's now defenseless, but he's aiming at the demon. So he's got an aim token on him. Matt will activate next because he's motivated, and he's going to go all out with his PL, which is power level, yes?
Yep, a power level 5 harm spell.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that requires 1 sacrifice mana that he's got to discard and he'll never get back, and he has to put 5 more mana at risk.
Done. Plus 10 to his roll, needs a 15 to... Get to 13.
So with a total of 13, Matt has failed cast his power level 5 harm spell, and he sacrifices 2 of his 5 at-risk mana. The other 3 return to his mana pool.
Well, I'm going to defer to the demon here, see what he does.
Having concentrated in the previous combat round, the demon reaches up to the skies and says, "I call upon my minions to aid me in this fight." And the demon casts a power level 3 conjure creature spell, needing a 13 or better with a bonus of plus 10. 18. The demon successfully performs the spell. Ambient mana begins to swirl into 2 vortexes, and demonic cats rise from the ground of the ruins. Now the demon hunters have some opponents to face. Casting the spell cost him his ready token, but he is still concentrating. And because the conjured cats are newly arrived into the battle, they do not receive ready tokens until the next combat round.
Bogo, I'm just gonna charge forward with combat bodyguard Dave and destroy some cats.
You are such a hero, Dave. Bodyguard Dave draws his silver sword and charges the nearest demonic cat, and then performs a strike attack.
Plus 10, man. Getting a 3, 13.
13. Okay. Bodyguard Dave slashes his silver sword at the cat and will score a good hit if the cat doesn't successfully dodge. The cat's dodge bonus is plus 4, and it gets a 10 for an automatic dodge. Dave's silver sword swipes above the demonic cat's head, but does not land.
Josh is going to get closer to that demon and perform a double time action. Getting closer with a silver bullets, because right now he's not doing anything. Round 3. Leadership roll. Okay.
13. Whoops. 13 against 11. You get 2 motivation tokens and 2 ready tokens. The demon gets a ready token.
Curious to note, only beat you by 2 in the leadership roll, which means I only gain 2 motivation tokens, because normally there's been more than 4. And I just thought if I beat you, I get 4, but no, it's however many I beat you by.
Yeah, it just so happens that every leadership roll, you've completely destroyed me and earned more than 4 motivation tokens every time.
Ah, very cool. Assignment of motivation tokens, I put one on Matt and myself because that cat's right in my face. I gotta attack it first before it gets me. And Matt, he's concentrating, so I think it makes the most sense for him to maybe get a spell off, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So let's go ahead and start with me. Plus 10 to the attack here, getting a 4, 14 in total.
14, and because the cat is a 200-pound monstrous beast, that could be a perfect hit if the cat doesn't dodge. Plus 4 dodge bonus. The cat got a 13, meaning you only just barely hit it. You have a damage class 10 on your silver sword. You hit it for a success margin 1, so the total damage factor is 11. That beats the cat's damage resistance by 4, which is a minor wound, making the cat only barely injured. But because the cat attempted to dodge, he burned his ready token for this combat round.
Nice. Matt will do a power level 3 harm spell, not sacrificing anything, and see if he actually gets that demon.
Right. And because the demon is 40 meters away, the spell will be cast at a -2, meaning Matt has a +8 total to perform this spell.
Getting 14.
6 plus 8 is 14. You only needed a 13. The demon will now attempt to resist. He attempts to resist using his intellect of +9. And gets a total of 15, easily throwing off Matt's harm spell. But because the spell was successfully cast, all of the at-risk mana returns to Matt's mana pool. All right, seizing his opportunity to act, the demon fires a deadly glare at Skari and attempts a power level 3 harm spell. The demon, having a +8 or a +10 bonus, -2 for the range penalty, has a total casting bonus of +8 and needs a 13. He gets a 9 for a total of 17 that Skari must now attempt to resist using either his body score, his intellect score, or his willpower score.
So he's going to use his body to try to resist that. So I add 6 to my roll.
Correct.
And I get a 3 for a total of 9.
Right. A 9 against a 17 means the spell was completely effective, but because it was only a power level 3 harm spell, all it does is inflict a moderate wound and leaves Skari injured. Now, if Skari wants to, he could use one of his luck points and we can completely replay that magical attack.
We got a bunch of shamrock markers here, so each character has luck they could use.
Absolutely, and if you use luck, you can force your opponent to replay the attack, and you can then replay your defensive roll.
Well, Scari's got 3 luck tokens he could use. He's going to definitely use one because let's not have him injured unnecessarily.
Seems perfect. Now, you can only do this once per attack, but considering you got the worst possible result, there's no reason not to try it over.
Okay, done.
Okay, now, the demon, even though he's re-rolling his attack, he cannot fail the spell because he actually succeeded on it the first time. But he might get a lower attempt total, which will be easier for you to resist.
I see.
This time, he gets a 1 for a total of 9. The spell is ineffective and Scary is not injured. Excellent use of luck.
That's very lucky of him. Yeah, I gotta say.
Definitely.
Scary is gonna shoot his rifle at the demon. Now he's gonna think to himself, okay, there was an attempt there. The attempt didn't do anything, got lucky. Therefore, we're gonna retaliate. See what happens.
As Scary announces his attack, the demon realizes that he's defenseless while concentrating and drops his concentration so that he'll be able to defend against Scary's shot.
Plus 10, getting a 19.
Oh!
Whoa!
Wow, okay, that is a nearly perfect shot against the demon, who is now going to attempt to dodge. Plus 6 dodge from the demon. The demon only gets a 3 plus 6 is 9, which means you would hit him by a total of 10. Not only is that a solid shot, but the 10 success margin would completely ignore the demon's medium armor, meaning that bullet would cause him extreme injury. But because the demon has a peculiarity called larger than life NPC, it too has luck points that it can use, and it's gonna force Scary to replay his attack.
Oh, awesome. This is deja vu. I feel like I've done this before. And let's see what we get. Oh, 1. Oh, no.
In combat, that is an automatic failure. His attack total is 0, and his silver bullet misses. He's now down to 5 silver bullets in his current magazine. My cat that has my only remaining ready token will burn his ready token to do a charge and strike against bodyguard Dave. The demon cat has a plus 6 attack, and Dave will be defending with his heavy shield. Total of 8 is a miss against Dave.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog kind of guy, so now it's time for Josh to activate. He's going to move his 10 inches up to here, getting a little bit closer to that demon.
Combat round 4.
Leadership.
7 versus 10, you get 3 motivation tokens.
So I was able to assign 3 motivation tokens. They went on Matt, me, and Josh. And then Scary up top here has a ready token, and all of the demons and the demon cats, everyone's got a ready token. So I'm gonna go first with Dave once again, and he will attack the
Barely injured.
barely injured cat. Plus 10 to this roll, getting a 9, 19 in total.
Oh, okay, the cat dodges with a plus 4, getting a total of 8 against your 19. You smack the cat as hard as you possibly can. A 15 against his 7 is a serious injury, leaving him seriously injured. The cat then makes a stun attempt to resist stun at plus 3. And fails.
Oh.
Not only did that attack stun the cat, well, it seriously injured the cat, it stunned the cat, but based upon its critical failure of the stun roll, the cat also suffers a knockdown.
Ooh.
And he loses his ready token because, again, he tried to dodge. Awesome. So Dave used his motivation token, and he effectively burned the cat's ready token.
Sweet. Josh down below here, who's motivated, is going to shoot up at the demon here. Because of the distance, he's -4.
-4 for range, yes. But if he fires a burst of 10 rounds, he can increase his attack by +2 and have a total attack bonus of +7.
Done.
Do it.
+7, that is a 13 in total.
All right, a 13 against this big demon is a solid shot, and the demon burns his ready token to attempt active defense to dodge this group of bullets. +6 is a total of 10. That reduces Josh's success margin to 3. But despite the fact that Josh hit with silver rounds, the demon's medium armor is strong enough to deflect the bullets, and the demon suffers no damage.
Well, considering that, Matt, who's concentrating his magic, is going to attack the demon again. He'll do power level 3 here, so he's at a +8. And he gets a critical roll.
Okay, so when you roll a 10 on an attempt, you have the option of either keeping your result, which in this case would be an 18, or reducing the total by 5 and adding another D10. So he can either keep his 18 or go 13 plus another D10.
I'm going to keep it.
It seems like a really good call.
Yeah.
The demon is going to attempt to resist using his intellect, which is 9. And with a 5 for a total of 14, Matt's spell is completely effective, which means it would ordinarily inflict a moderate wound. But because this demon is especially vulnerable to magical attacks, it instead inflicts a serious wound. The demon howls in anger and agony.
Excellent shot, Matt. Very good. That successful hit was statistically sound. Whoa, whoa, pump the brakes there, eh, bud? Demon attempts to resist stunned.
At a reduced willpower of only 4. He needs a 9. He gets a 2 for a total of 6. The demon is stunned, and because he is stunned, he can no longer maintain his conjured creatures, which vanish into nothingness.
Nice. So stunned equals they just go away.
Well, when you cast a spell that requires constant maintenance mana, that maintenance mana will be lost if you're ever stunned or rendered unconscious or in any way incapacitated.
That was fantastic, Matt. Gotta say, very, very happy and proud and all of the things. And he lost his, I think Skari can shoot now, right? Because he's the only one left with a ready token.
Absolutely right. And he's still aiming.
Done.
So Skari is now +10 with no range penalty. And the demon is completely defenseless against this silver bullet attack.
See what we get. 9! That's 19.
9 plus 10?
Uh-huh.
For a total of 19?
Uh-huh.
That is a super deadly shot. That would critically injure the demon, were it not for the fact that the demon has 1 remaining luck point, which he will use right now to force Skari to replay that attack.
Okay, all right. And 9 again! 9 again!
Demon's injury condition goes up to critically injured.
Excellent. Excellent.
And if the demon fails this stun roll, he will have failed 2 stun rolls in a row and he will go unconscious.
Ooh, okay, all right, here it is.
And he needs an 8. The demon resists stun and does not go unconscious. Combat round 5.
Leadership. Okay, 5.
6 plus 5 is 11.
Okay, plus 8 is 13 there. 2.
13, which means you get 2 motivation tokens and 2 ready tokens, which means 2 of you are going to be able to attack before the demon even recovers from stun.
So Bogo, my choices are Scary and Matt for motivation tokens.
Beautiful.
I got myself and Josh on the ready tokens, and you also have a ready token, but we're going to start with Scary because, you know, Scary is leading this patrol right now, so let's see if Scary can finish off the demon.
At critically injured, this demon is barely hanging on. He's rocking, demonic blood is gushing from his wounds, and it doesn't look like it'll take much more to kill him. But he is still clad in that medium armor.
Plus 10 of this roll, we got a 17 in total.
Oh, 17 against the defenseless demon. Not only is that a solid shot, but it bypasses the demon's medium armor, tearing through the demon's evil, unholy essence and causing it to disintegrate, leaving behind only its heavy axe and its diabolical focus. And with that, the brave demon hunters are victorious, and the people of Kigo Harbor rejoice.
Thank you, Bogo. I mean, this is good. This is fun. Normally I'm not fighting demons. Normally I am a demon, but it still doesn't matter. It's still a lot of fun.
I'm loving this, Dave. This could not possibly be any better.
That's incredible, man. Like I'm literally mind blown by this.
Dave, you're absolutely right that in my mind, this game is already a huge success. I don't expect it to ever be commercially successful, but the people who play the Savage Soul absolutely love it, and they become lifetime Soul players. My creation has given people countless hours of enjoyment, and to me, that is success.